New Jersey residents because they're waking up under a state of emergency as Isaias makes its way up the East Coast, bringing with it powerful winds and heavy downpours. That is not good news for residents of Hoboken and parts of Newark, which are known for flooding.
Yeah, we are joined this morning by Hoboken Mayor Ravi Bhalla, who has put some restrictions in place to keep residents safe and dry. So good morning to you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for waking up with us.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. So let's get to it. Governor Murphy's state of emergency just enhanced the restrictions that you had already announced we put in place today. So what can you and can you not do heading into today?
Well, we've done everything we can to prepare for this weather event. There actually is a playbook for this, unlike the pandemic. The low-lying areas of Hoboken have been barricaded off. We've issued warnings to residents not to go through intersections that have those types of areas, and we've made sure that all people and essential businesses remain safe, and travel restrictions as appropriate during the certain times of the flood are in place to make sure that everyone is safe through the storm.
So how is that going to be different from, say, the past couple weeks when Hoboken was flooded by those flash floods that moved through the area quite quickly? Can we expect to see some of the same again, or will this prevent that?
You know, we're doing everything we can to prevent that. We have 2 wet weather pumps that during the last storm pumped out 15 million gallons of water from Hoboken within a 24-hour period alone. That is a lot of water, but there is only so much that this sewer system can withstand. Hoboken used to be an island. It had low-lying areas that were infilled in the western part, and those areas are the most vulnerable to flooding. And with a system that's over a century old, we're really looking towards new and more innovative techniques to absorb through green infrastructure some of the rain that we're going to be experiencing today.
But let's be real, like it's going to flood. I mean, in a normal rainstorm, Hoboken floods. So just how bad do you expect it to be today? And what is your warning then for residents? I mean, obviously they're moving their cars to higher ground, but how bad do you expect it to last? Because sometimes that flooding from a regular rainstorm will dissipate pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, the reality is that when it rains in Hoboken in certain areas, flooding is unavoidable. But the good news is that because of the wet weather pumps that were installed both in the southwest and midwest areas of Hoboken, that water has receded very quickly. In the last weather event a couple weeks ago, the water, although it did flood for a period of hours, by the morning it was completely receded because that technology, those wet weather pumps, were able to push the water out of Hoboken, whereas in previous years that water would have been the next day and for days after still lying over the surface of the ground.
Is it just that the water has nowhere to go? Because like in lower Manhattan, for example, we saw the big storm preps where they have these inflatable tubes to kind of prevent a storm surge from coming in, but Hoboken's a little different. So is it water has nowhere to drain to?
That is correct. Our sewer system is built for a 2-year storm, but with the wet weather pumps, we can withstand a 10-year storm, a 25-year storm. Once you start hitting a 50-year storm, which is what we experienced, ironically, twice within a 2-week period, then you get the type of rain event that the system is not designed to withstand. So that's where you have the flooding, the ponding, areas that are hazardous to vehicles. So we're doing everything within our power to make sure that people are safe. Those areas are cordoned off. We're asking people not to drive through intersections through standing water, and make sure that although it may flood, and certainly it probably will flood today through this event, we're doing everything we can to make sure that residents are aware and that they're also safe during this weather event as well.
Well, at some point, hopefully technology will upgrade to the point that this can find a permanent fix, and this is not something that we continue to have to talk about and the residents have to deal with. Mayor Bhalla, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You know, I'm a big fan of Hoboken, so maybe I'll be a resident there one day. I don't know.
He's threatening. I don't know, Mayor. You may want to put out a warning.
I know, put out a warning. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.